Hello and welcome to Ministry of Offence, the show that is the Boris Johnson of comedy panel shows. Miraculously, we keep clinging on. I'm your host, Stephen Allen, and I'm going to start with a quick recap of the news you might have missed this week. Boris has announced the return of the imperial measurement system. Invoking nostalgia is a classic diversionary technique, in which case I'm hoping for more Partygate revelations so we can bring back Woolworths, white dog shit and a crippled UK economy. Actually, we've sorted that. Many Tory ministers are heartened by talk of returning to imperial values. Apparently Jacob Rees-Mogg has even started work on plans to retake India. It's not a backward-looking policy. The government's bringing in new imperial measurements like the suitcase of wine, the ambush of cake and the Hancock of colleagues' arse. A new report says Qatar has fudged its claims that the World Cup will be eco-friendly, though they are reducing their carbon footprint by burying, not cremating, dead migrant construction workers. Bradford has been crowned UK City of Culture 2025. Apparently the current frontrunner for the slogan is, "You sure?" Cancelled flights have caused chaos at airports. Despite trying to speed things up, security may still ask you to remove your belt. Not for metal detectors, it's just to lower the chance that you hang yourself. Apparently, one family whose flight was scrapped was so desperate that they walked dripping wet on the beach in Folkestone saying, "Me no have passport," in the hope of a mini break to Rwanda. The Jubilee weekend will see gathered crowds cheer as flaming beacons are lit up and down the country, and they can celebrate being able to turn off the heating for a bit. Archbishop Justin Welby has got COVID. Maybe that should be Justin Unwelby. He can't do the Jubilee. That's pretty bold of him. I thought I was pushing it, saying I've been pinged to avoid the trip to the in-laws' street party. Of course, I was pinged. By the time this goes out, there will have been a glorious day topped off by the most authentic Queen Elizabeth lookalike waving from the balcony as the real one sinks into a hot, foamy bath with a beef eater. Gin. And that's your weekly roundup. Time to get on with the show. Of course, no panel show is complete without panelists, so let's meet our teams. Our captain for the right is a comedian who's very much like a gym membership, overpriced and almost impossible to cancel. It's Leo Kearse. And his teammate is someone who went to Oxford. And Leo did too, but in his case it's because he nodded off on a train to Slough. It's Andrew Doyle. And facing them tonight is the captain of the left team, someone we've been accused of making team captain just so we have a token woman, which is incredibly offensive. It's so we have a token ginger. It's Diane Spencer. And her teammate is an American joining us for the Jubilee weekend. All that flag waving, anthem singing and gun toting down the Mall. It's just like being at home, isn't it, Scott? It's Scott Capurro. So here at Ministry of Offence, we ask our teams to tell us which minister they would like to be. So Leo, I'm going to start with you and your team. What are you the minister of?
I'm the minister of flag shagging this week. It's something that left-wing people on Twitter accuse right-wing people of when we put up Union Jack bunting. And the left-wing people who accuse us of this always have the following flags in their bio. They have the EU flag, Ukrainian flag, the Palestine flag, the BLM flag, the Pride flag and the trans flag.
Nice. Andrew?
I'm going to be the Minister for Equalities, because a lot of people think the right are really reactionary, and I get accused of being homophobic quite a lot, and I can't be homophobic. I've got a cat called Chiquitita. Plus, most of the men I've slept with have been gay. So I don't have an issue with it.
Fair enough. And over to this team. Diane, what are you the minister of?
I'm going to be the Minister of Long Partygate. There's a lot of us are suffering with Partygate, and we don't really understand Partygate yet, but it's been going on for a long time, and we're all exhausted.
And Scott?
I'm the Minister of French football because I find nothing more endearing than a grown man crying. And when I see a child with tears in their eyes, I feel more powerful.
Well, that's the introductions out of the way. It's high time we got this show on the road. So our first round is Viral Load. Each week, the teams pick a video that's caught their eye. It could be political or just something that they find weird or amusing, and I will decide which video wins the points. So, Diane, which video have you got for us this week?
We have got Nadine Dorries doing a rap on TikTok.
Let's take a look.
This is how we're improving online safety. The UK is passing some new legislation to make the internet safer for the younger generation. It's effectively a framework to protect internet users from scams, illegal content and anonymous abusers. It will force big tech to stop their terms being breached and puts in measures to defend free speech. But is it true it will impact freedom of expression? No, we put in legal protections in the 19th section. Another thing we're doing to the laws we're passing is tackling online crime and cyber flashing. If companies fail to comply with the law, fail to protect the users that they're responsible for, the regulator Ofcom will have the power to fine. So platforms must keep people safe online.
He rocks!
You know what? Between sort of this video, Grant Shapps' green screen, and Michael Gove's silly voices, you can see how they got through a suitcase of wine a week. I think it's amazing. I mean, don't you love it?
I just think it's so. I like that she's trying A for effort. Who doesn't love white lady rap? But the thing about it that I'm so amazed by is how badly made it is. How they keep covering her face with little clips and sentences. None of it makes any sense at all.
No, they have to do that because if you look at her stare too long, you see, it's the stare that when she does it, you feel like a hamster, and then she's going to dislocate her jaw and swallow you whole.
I mean, it was a good video, first play. Yeah?
I think she was great. I think she should release a single. I thought it was good. You were actually friends with her.
Yeah, I think she's going to be single after making that, actually. Yeah.
Probably.
No,
Scott, you're right. I mean, she's white. For white rappers are never any good. If you look at Vanilla Ice, Pamez, they've never really got it, have they? You know? But God bless her. You know, she's trying to show that she's got humanity. Yeah. She's trying to have a laugh. She doesn't have a sense of humour. She doesn't have a soul. So she's got to do something, hasn't she? And I think what she's done is commendable.
She says it protects freedom of expression. It protects freedom of expression as defined by the government. Yeah. So journalism, they say, qualified, proper journalists will be protected. Their material will be protected. Social media companies can't deplatform it. But they'll be appointed by the government. The government will decide which journalists can be shown. So that's a system that they've already got in place in Russia and China. And it doesn't work
really
too well
there.
In the defence of Russia, they don't rap on TikTok.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah, he rides a bear instead, which I'd actually like to see Nadine Dorries do.
OK, Leo, what treat have you got in store for us?
We've got a video of a Japanese guy dressing up as a dog. You can't tell he's a Japanese guy, but we know he's a Japanese guy.
Let's take a look. So when does the guy turn up? Because all I'm seeing is like a really great dog.
Yeah.
This is terrifying, isn't it?
He's reenacting the famous Bob Dylan music video. Yeah.
But he spent £12,500 on that suit. But he can't catch a stick with it, can he? It's too, like, his fantasy is obviously to be an elderly arthritic dog. And, you know, maybe he just wants to be put down. Maybe this is an existential crisis or a cry for help.
This is just bad parenting. Like, my dad used to give me grief if I left the house in a mini skirt. But imagine, Dad, look at this.
What happens when he gets bored with it and hangs it up, and then has to explain to his kid, "Oh, that was during a rough patch."
He's barking mad.
I don't think this guy's got kids.
All right. Yeah.
He did have a wife, and apparently she had a massive stroke.
Right.
Is it a sex thing? Do you think
I don't know. The little paws looked like a fetish because they were long nails. They didn't look like dog paws. They look like, if you see the paws, the nails themselves look like a human, like a woman's nails, which is strange.
Sorry, that's the thing that bothers you about this, is the nails are a bit
nails.
long.
That's all.
OK, well, I think the most point-worthy video out of all of those is, it's got to be Diane's Nadine Dorries video.
Come on! Yeah! We are the world. We are God's children.
Moving on now to the next round, which is Clickbait. Yes, our next round is Clickbait, where we give each of our guests a news story and task them to come up with a headline. In true tabloid style, these headlines need to be funny, punny, or downright sensational. Basically anything that's going to draw you in as clickbait. The first one, let's start with the right this week. Leo, I'm coming to you first with this story. A vicious brawl between a man and a kangaroo has been caught on camera in Australia. The man is seen attempting to run away, only to fall over and receive a nasty stomping from the enraged roo. It's not known how the epic showdown between man and marsupial actually started. What are your thoughts on that?
Just to be clear, that is it's another Japanese man, but this one's dressed as a kangaroo. You can see him taking a right hook to the chin there. Bit more. Actually, a kangaroo would make a better outfit if you're a Japanese pervert. But leaves your arms free for... Doesn't matter.
And a handy pouch for your wallet as well.
Yeah.
Well, I watched the video of this particular story of the man fighting, and it's, I mean, you know, I don't like Australia. Like, it's full of spiders and it's always on fire, you know. And I think it's full of these weird marsupial creatures. I kind of think they should just reinstate it as a prison colony. That's all it's good for.
I think that the guy was defending his dog, that the kangaroo was going after his dog. So I'm going to go for pooch over pouch.
Any more from over here?
You wallaby starting something?
Is it Australian rules? Rules.
Yeah.
There's a kangaroo.
Oh.
Works better written down, that one. But it's a headline, so it would be written down.
I would say that considering they can actually box, Tyson Fury.
Well, OK, let's move on. The red team, here's Diane's story. A former stripper came under fire for ditching her pole dancing career for mouse stuffing. Katie Hardwick caused controversy when she went on TV to show off her creations, which included scenes of taxidermy mice dancing around poles and singing into microphones. Hardwick, who earns $100K a year, said she gets a lot of angry vegans on her case. Thoughts on this story?
The problem is that it needs diversity, because white mice, I don't know, it sounds racist. They need... I want to see beige, I want to see brown, I want to see green, I don't want them dyed, I want them lesy, I want them trisexual, I want them as unicorns, I want them all mixed up dancing together. Otherwise, I'm not going to watch. I'm going to oppose it. I'm going to go on Twitter. I'm going to say it's wrong. Well,
they're being exploited, like, because they're being put into sexualized positions.
Yeah.
Aren't they? And it's bad enough, like, they get experimented on all through their lives, and then after death they're made to look like. Like, this is not fair on the mice. Yeah. I think this is outrageous.
This is actually a very small Japanese man.
Why would a mouse go into pole dancing? I suppose they've got like 23 kids to feed, haven't they?
Yeah.
Desperation, I suppose.
So you think the headline should be "Mice hit hard by cost of living crisis"?
Yeah, or Minnie Mouse Life After Disney.
Lovely. Well, let's head back to the right. Andrew, here's your story. A man disguised as an old woman threw cake at the Mona Lisa in the Louvre in Paris. The eco-warrior, who arrived in a wheelchair, was armed with a gatto, which he smeared all over the bulletproof glass protecting Da Vinci's masterpiece, in a protest at the destruction of the planet. What can you do with that?
Well, I mean, it's not effective as activism, is it? Like, I can't imagine anyone saying, well, I was sceptical about climate change, but after I saw a disabled transvestite smearing Victoria sponge on the Mona Lisa, I realised I have to adjust my carbon footprint.
I still don't know why he dressed up as an old woman, because men are allowed to go into the Louvre.
Well, do we know that it's definitely an old... Because this could have just been Mary Berry.
I think he wanted you get closer in the chair, in a little wheelchair, because it's covered in glass. And there's like 80 people in front of you, so they'll let you wheel up. Especially if you have cake that they can share, so you wheel up. Anybody want some cake? Anybody want? Who wants some cake? Who wants some cake? And then she gets right up to the front. It's brilliant, actually.
Yeah, because it's a trust thing.
Yeah.
People trust people in wheelchairs. Terrorists should do this.
Yeah.
Like, this is like the way that...
I don't trust people in wheelchairs. I'm right wing. I suspect they're doing it to fiddle the benefits.
Scroungers, aren't they?
Yeah.
What about Tranny Granny Lob's cake at tart?
Do you know what? I'm just glad it wasn't an Extinction Rebellion protest, because then the guy would have glued his hands on the Mona Lisa and then she'd be there like this.
That's why she's smiling.
Yeah.
It's really not. And because this is to do with climate change, I'm going to go with Baker mad at planet cooking.
Or just baking bad.
Baking bad.
You know,
What the hell, man? He edited my joke!
Yeah, I didn't do any of the work there. I just sort of latched on your coattails.
in a way, I think that
That's all right. It's happened to women throughout the ages. It's fine. You just carry on.
Well, how do you know I'm not a woman? Yeah. You're being really presumptuous.
Wonderful stuff. And finally, let's see what Scott does with this story. Stonehenge has been illuminated with images of the Queen to mark the Platinum Jubilee. The projections on the ancient landmark include Her Majesty at the coronation in 1953, as well as pictures of her riding a horse and walking a beloved corgis in the 60s and the 1980s. Any thoughts on that?
pointless, outdated, and ancient. Pick one.
I like how all your criticisms of the royal family like, are around them being old and being, out of touch. And at least our royal family aren't elected. You elected Joe Biden.
Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah.
That is excellent. Lovely.
About 3 music fans enjoyed that.
Well done. All of those were great, but there can only be one winner for that round, and it has to be the left team. Well, now it's time for some ads. Someone's got to pay our wages.
Are you being paid?
Awkward.
My name is Andrew Doyle. Join me every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. for Free Speech Nation. This is a show where we address current affairs and news stories of the week with the help of 2 wonderful comedian panelists. I brought in comics because I want to give it a lighter edge, and also they work for less. See you there.
Welcome back to Ministry of Offence in the week where Boris Johnson is still clinging on as 27 of the 54 letters needed have been sent to the 1922 committee, so called as they always convene just after the ad break on Emmerdale. We're still here with Leo Kearse, Andrew Doyle, Dan Spencer and Scott Capurro, and it's time for our next round, Lie Detector. Our teams are shown some newspaper stories from this week, and they must decide which parts of each story are true and which parts are false. This round's head-to-head, a real test of our contestants' reaction speed. It's fingers on buzzers. Can you spot the lie in this first story? An Italian pilot has been fired for allegedly removing his trousers and asking a flight attendant to iron them during a flight from New York to Rome last month. The captain was left unreachable for 10 minutes while he removed his clothing, sparking a terror alert. The co-pilot was also taking controlled rest at the time. What are the lies in there?
Why would it spark a terror alert if you take your trousers off? Unless he is exceptionally well endowed.
I think the lie is that anybody noticed or got upset that he took his trousers off. I mean, pilots can't keep their trousers on for more than 10 minutes. Italians can't keep their trousers on. I think the lie is that he ever had any trousers on in the first place.
I would say he got his trousers stuck in something. Like he got his trousers stuck in his chair, and then the co-pilot tried to help him, and then he got his head stuck in his lap.
I've seen that movie.
I think this. I thought you were in it.
I think it's the time it took him to take the trousers off. That says it took 10 minutes to take his trousers off.
What?
No one takes 10 minutes to take their trousers off. And if you take that long, you shouldn't be flying a plane. You should be in a home under permanent supervision.
Or in a musical and singing a song about it.
Yeah,
That's why
exactly.
it takes a while. Yeah.
Trust you to come up with a musical.
Well,
your big gay thing.
That's the name of the musical, actually.
Isn't that the name of all musicals?
Any other answers? No one's got it right yet? Well, I can tell you, you're all wrong. It was that the pilot actually has been fired for allegedly falling asleep at the controls Well, this obviously wasn't a Ryanair flight, because their pilots are too busy selling scratch cards to fall asleep. Moving on, can you spot the lie in this next story? Fingers on buzzers. The Queen's longtime dressmaker has revealed she uses WD-40 spray to clean the monarch's priceless jewels. Angela Kelly says the heavy-duty degreaser gives diamonds extra sparkle, plus it stops them squeaking as she walks. What are the lies there?
Diamonds don't squeak. Unless you're buying them from Claire's Accessories, which I don't think she is.
I think they might be saying the Queen squeaks as she walks and the WD helps.
I would say, rather than WD-40, because that would make the Queen smell like a garage, I think they use a more holistic herbal remedy like vinegar, and then she smells quintessentially British like a fish and chip shop.
I think it's just not WD-40. It's something like Mr. Muscle or Mr. Sheen or something like that.
Toothpaste.
Getting closer.
Bicarbonate of soda.
Kind of further away.
KY jelly.
You still playing the quiz? Or?
Spit. If it's not spit, it's not love.
I'm going to have to call... we can't just list fluids all night. That'd be I can tell you that the dressmaker has revealed that she uses gin to clean the monarch's priceless jewels. Mind you, it's a lot easier to get your hands on gin around the palace these days now that the Queen Mother's not around. OK, everyone, fingers on buzzers. Here comes our next lie-laden story. Ukraine's Eurovision winners, Kalush Orchestra, have sold the trophy for $900,000 in a Facebook auction to raise enough money to build a venue to hold the ceremony next year. They plan to host the competition in the frontline city of Kharkiv, just 30 miles from the Russian border. What are your lies in there?
I think the money is actually to buy ammunition, which is a nice change. Because America's funded the whole war, they're $1.3 trillion. We don't mind. But the president then bitching about the tanks not showing up on time. You know what? It's not our war. So maybe finally they're going to buy their own bullets, which I like to see.
Well, I can tell you that Scott kind of got it right.
Thank you.
The cash will be used to buy drones for the Ukrainian army and their forces to fight the Russian troops.
Well, hi.
So it turns out that the 12 points that Germany gave Ukraine is the biggest contribution to the war effort they've done. So here's your last lie detector story. Fingers on buzzers for this one. Businesses in Sheerness-on-Sea have removed Union Jack bunting put up by local council, saying it was clearly promoting fascism. One local said, "It feels like we're living in Nazi Germany all over again. Not Sheerness, and that's the last thing you want during the Queen's Jubilee." What are the lies in there?
I'm sorry, Kent has bunting all year round. Kent has bunting for decades. It's not going to be anything to do with the bunting. That's the lie.
No, I think someone from Sheerness-on-Sea wouldn't say it's like living in Nazi Germany, because living in Nazi Germany would be a great improvement to living in Sheerness-on-Sea.
Actually, a German who now lives in Sheerness-on-Sea, an old German. He thinks he's in Brazil, but he's actually in Sheerness-on-Sea, and he's upset at seeing, the flags of the great country that vanquished fascism.
Fascism isn't the Union Jack or voting Tory or reading the Daily Mail. It's the KKK, Combat 18, Mumsnet. That's what this... It's got to mean something. The word has to mean something.
It's not right, I'm afraid.
The thing is, can I just say one thing? I do try to be good, but there were some things about Hitler's Germany that, No, I want to be good, like the British were in the war, but I want to look good while doing it. And the Allied uniforms were so boring, but Hugo Boss designed the Nazi uniforms and...
Well, I can tell you, no one's got it right. The correct answer is that the Union Jack bunting was flapping in the wind, making it too noisy for them. Yeah.
Oh.
The last time I was offended by Union Jack flaps was when Ginger Spice bent over to tie shoelaces. So, well done to both teams, but the winner of that round is the left again.
Oh.
And now it's time for our next game, Spin Doctors. In this round, one member from each team takes on the job of spin doctor as they defend a public figure for something they've done this week. Just to spice things up, though, I've decided that Leo and Andrew, you will be defending a Labour MP, and Diane and Scott, you will be defending a Tory MP. So, Leo, you will be defending Stella Creasy, saying that women can have penises. Let's have a reminder of this story.
Stella Creasy, the Labour MP, said in an interview with Telegraph yesterday, "Do I think that women were born with penises? Yes." Do you agree with her?
Spin away.
Well, of course a woman can have a penis. Women love accessorising. And also, it's a really useful way to define the acceptable length of a skirt. Isn't it?
I think it's great to see Stella Creasy standing up for women like me. And I don't understand the complaints from men. I mean, finally, a clitoris you can find. No, I've got massive respect for anybody who transitions. You know what I mean? If you go through all that pain, that hassle, that social stigma, that cost of transitioning, you know, you've got every right to be that gender. If you go through all that, you know, absolutely fair play to you. You deserve that gender. But, you know, as long as you're not then, you know, smashing women's weightlifting records with your penis clearly visible through the lycra. You know, I think there are some lines we could draw. So, yeah, I'm not a penis absolutist. You know, I think... I actually dated a transgender woman, like a hot one, obviously, because I'm right-wing. But I totally recommend dating transgender women, by the way. At my age, all the women look like Eddie Izzard anyway. It's brutal out there in the dating scene. I don't know what it is. When women get to their like late 30s, they suddenly get really angry. You know what I mean? They turn up for the date, you know, on the dating profile, and they're all like, no lies, no cheaters, no alcoholics. They turn up for the date, like, you know, get off the megabus. They've got, like, you know, one arm in plaster, like a live, laugh, love tattoo on the other arm. They've got 3 kids tied together with string, you know, smoking a B&H Super King. They're like, if you get the Bairns a Happy Meal, I'll let you me in the car park afterwards. But also, some people have said that Stella Creasy is a bad feminist. What other kind of feminist is there?
Did he... What?
Diane, what does your penis think about this?
I'm sorry, but you ladies were talking so much, just zoned out. They go on, don't they?
Well, excellent work. Now it's over to the red team. Diane, you're up next. You'll be spinning Boris Johnson's changes to the ministerial code. Let's have a little reminder of this one.
Ministerial code in this country is very much central to upholding standards in public life. The Prime Minister is expected to adhere to it and enforce it. And yet, at this moment, on the week the Sue Gray report was released and the behaviour of those at the heart of government has very much been called into question, it's been watered down. Now, the changes will mean that breaking the ministerial code will no longer be considered an automatic resigning matter, and that minor breaches can be dealt with in different ways via a reduction in salary or an apology.
Spin away.
Okay. So Boris changed the rules, but he's not a fine print kind of guy, is he? That's not why we got Boris. We don't want somebody who reads all the rules and sticks by them. We want the big picture guy. The guy that you can wrap in a Union Jack, send him down a zip line, shove a firework up his bum, and then catapult him into Russia to negotiate things with a bottle of vodka. That's what we want in a Prime Minister. And they say that, Boris, he's got a problem with ethics. Right? No, he doesn't. He's been to Essex. He's been to Stansted. He's been to Southend. He loves those places. He apologised, and it was a proper apology. He said sorry, like a couple of times. He even put the word very in there.
We spoke to Boris, didn't we, about this? And he's willing to repay his debt to society over this Partygate thing by donating some of his unborn children. There are 20 in the making. And they'll raise a lot online. So he's willing to give them, and you can sell a few and make money for a hospital wing for children.
We all learn from our mistakes, right? So every time you make a mistake, you get smarter. So why should we make the Prime Minister resign? Because he's made so many mistakes. He's really smart now. He's so smart, he's changed the rules. Like at some point, he might even become self-aware.
He's created a level playing field because now we can all lie.
We can all lie.
Yay.
Nobody needs to follow the rules.
Any questions to throw at the Spin Doctors?
You can't defend him. Like, he is literally, he's the man in charge of the rules, and he's changed the rules so he can't get into trouble. I mean, that's top-level gangster stuff.
You can't expect him to behave like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not
I
like
expect
us.
everyone to behave like me.
No, he can't.
I have high standards.
He's up there and you're way down there. All these rules, it just feels like Nazi Germany with all your rules. What we're trying to do is make people all feel like we're all in this together, you know? But you've got to have a leader that calls the shots, that walks in front of you, and that, you know, look at him.
Well, both well spun, but ultimately it's up to me to decide who has the best spin, and I think that the most compelling defence on this occasion was from the blue team.
What? Boo! 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 Boo!
It's time for a break, which gives us just enough time to explain to our American guest that the Quickfire round won't involve his handgun.
I'm Mark Dolan. Join me at 11 on GBNews for Headliners, in which I'll be joined by two of the UK's top comedians discussing tomorrow's papers. If it's an important story, we'll cover it, but we'll have some fun along the way. Headliners, the late night paper review that won't send you to sleep like the others will. 7 nights a week at 11 p.m. on GBNews.
Welcome back to Ministry of Offence, where this week footballer Kurt Zouma was given 180 hours community service for kicking his cat. He'd already been fined £250,000 by his club, but then again, it's only fair he gets hit in the kitty. We're still here with Leo Kearse, Andrew Doyle, Diane Spencer and Scott Capurro, and it's time for our next round, Anti-Social Media. Yes, this is Anti-Social Media, in which we look at online reactions to various world events, then ask our teams to guess who said what about whom. OK, Diane and Scott, over to you for this one. Yours are all written about someone. Are we supposed to measure how many lockdown parties blank blank had in imperial or metric? Any early guesses?
Are we supposed to measure how many Partygate parties Boris had in imperial or metric? Maybe. Maybe they're trying to bring the two issues together in a funny way.
Do you want to chip in any thoughts, although it would be helping the other team?
That's why I'm not going to.
But what if it makes the comedy show funnier?
No, I want to win.
OK. Well, I agree with Andrew now. No more jokes.
Well, here's your next one then. Why is there a picture of blank blank on my milk carton? I think I overdid the blanks on that one, didn't I?
I think of monkeypox. Because apparently you can catch it from cows. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
That's how you got it?
Yeah, that's how I got it, yeah. Hanging out with the cows. And no, but if you have physical contact with cows, you get monkeypox on your hands.
Is that not cowpox? I thought we had a system.
I know.
Any thoughts from over here?
Why is there a picture of a Japanese man dressed as a cow?
And why is there a picture of a tit on my milk carton? Because human milk is very sought after online. People really, really like it. Pay a lot of money for it. It's quite raw milk from a boob is apparently quite healthy.
Yeah, but I mean, would you drink human milk?
I've drank a lot of stuff, and some of it's gotten me in trouble. And then, whatever you got.
Human milk is basically, I mean, all milk is basically just fat and sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, in like the best quantities, which is probably why fudge is so nice, because that's just fat and sugar. So...
I wouldn't eat human fudge, though. If that's what
You would.
All right, I would. But only if no nuts. I want my human fudge nutless, please.
All right, here's the next one. Let's see if this helps. Boris Johnson obviously thinks he is untouchable. Blank blank obviously agrees.
Oh. His hairdresser.
But who won't touch him? Is he successful with his wife currently? They keep having kids, so yes.
All right, let's see if the next one helps you. Your final one. It would appear blank blank has dropped her husband in 1,000 litres of 219.969152 imperial gallons.
It'll be Amber Heard.
Oh, right.
Amber Heard, because she also provides the
Right, because she does. Yeah.
Are you helping that side of it?
1,000 litres, though. That's an angry woman. 1,000 litres. That's That's intense.
It's not the right answer. Do you wanna, we can open it up to this team for a guess.
I think it's Carrie Johnson.
It's got to be Carrie Johnson, because anyway, go ahead.
I just said the answer, Scott.
No.
If you knew,
I get the
when
point?
you said it.
You guys are being homophobic. I said earlier, couldn't this be Boris Johnson's wife? Because are they having problems with the not touching
You raised
thing?
it as a question. You didn't present it as an answer.
I thought we were asking questions.
I said it as an answer, and then you stole my answer.
Why are you so angry at me? Look, okay, you can have it. I'll give it to you. I'm gracing you that win. Because you guys, no, you're so far behind, you can have that point.
You know what,
you Tory scum.
I don't want it anymore.
No, you know what? Take it. I don't want it either.
I'll have it.
All right.
Is it Carrie Johnson?
Is the correct answer.
Oh. I knew it.
Yeah, it's Carrie Johnson and a conspicuous absence since Partygate. There's no mystery here. Like me, she's a new parent, so she's probably just not been seen because she's with the baby rocking backwards and forwards, quietly weeping with a vodka. Leo and Andrew, here are your posts, which are all about someone being discussed on social media. Take a look at these. I don't know who comedian blank blank is, but he's done a brilliant job of cancelling himself this morning. I'm sure he'll be employed by GBNews shortly if he's not already. Thank goodness blank for holding him to account. Who could that possibly be?
I don't think Andrew's allowed on morning.
It's somebody who gets up in the morning. Which one of us gets up in the morning?
It's you, Leo.
Yeah, it's
I don't
you.
get up in the morning.
Yeah, but don't you do those sort of programs where you tell, like the right stuff and stuff like that? They book you for those, don't they?
Steve, no. Steve does radio. You do
Is this
radio,
Steve?
don't you?
Is this that?
It's Steve.
It's Steve.
Yeah, and you would have said something fairly innocuous, and then somebody would have been like, "Oh my God, I must take to Twitter to destroy his life."
Steve doesn't say things like that,
No.
but you do.
He does.
Well, let's see if you're right.
Oh.
Yay!
So, Leo, what's the story behind this one?
All I did, I just in passing, they asked me what I thought of Boris Johnson's comment about I don't even want to say. I've had enough death threats. But his comment about letterboxes, and I just vaguely defended it in passing, and then I got a barrage of woke lefties trying to get me employed by GBNews, which was successful, thankfully, and a barrage of death threats, which so far have been unsuccessful. But we'll see how this year goes.
Well, if you want to make any death threats, remember to address them directly to Leo, not to the show. Thank you. Let's see who's in the next one. Blank blank is a powerful man. He also seems like a homophobe, if you ask me. If this is what he counts as comedy.
Is it Andrew? It's Andrew.
It's got to be Andrew, because he labeled himself homophobic earlier. And
he doesn't like you. So
yeah, right.
And also, Andrew with his Latin and his big brain, and he's written books, so he's a powerful man. He has his own show. Yeah, I think it could be Andrew.
Yeah.
And I've heard what he does to men, and I think it is quite homophobic.
Yeah, it is. I think you're the homophobe.
But you're quite homophobic. You have internalized homophobia.
Only at certain times of the day.
Yeah. Well, my husband's very homophobic. He's Brazilian, only about 10% gay, but that 10%. And I don't mind gay people. I just wish they'd, shut their mouth sometimes. But other than that, I'm on their side.
But does Scott seem like a powerful man to you? Because he always seems so... No, you seem relaxed to me.
Right.
You seem very relaxed. You seem very vibey, very floaty, whereas...
Yeah.
No, look, I am very gay. I mean, on the scale of things, I'm very super gay. So it can't be me.
How gay are you, Andrew?
Well, I don't know how to use an Allen key. So I'm pretty damn gay.
Can I just check? No one's suggesting that Leo's homophobic. This feels...
Which is weird because Leo actually is homophobic.
Yeah.
So, but he's not a powerful man.
Nobody ever complains about it on Twitter.
I think it's Leo.
Yeah.
No, it's
definitely
Andrew.
Let's find out.
Yes!
Andrew, how homophobic are you?
All right, you've got me. I hate them. I want them to leave the country, go back to where they came from. Like Greece or whatever. Xanadu.
Well done, everyone. The winners of that round is the blue team.
How could they win when Twitter is all about hating them? What?
Now it's time for the Quickfire round. I'll be asking rapid-fire questions based on all of the news this week. Our teams will have to buzz in and be the fastest to answer to gain the points. So it's fingers on buzzers. And what kills more than 270 million animals every year in the UK alone?
Is it boredom?
The zombie apocalypse.
I think they would have mentioned that.
All right.
It's cats. It's household cats.
Is the right answer.
Oh, wow.
Who called Britain deluded for thinking it's more tolerant as a society than America?
Stephen Fry.
Is the right answer. Which American star made an unlikely surprise appearance at a Jeff Beck gig in Sheffield and London?
Who's Jeff Beck?
You're down with the kids, aren't you?
All right.
Was it Elvis Presley?
No, that would have been a surprise, but no, it's not.
Johnny Depp.
Is the right answer. Which beloved children's literary character has been revamped into a horror film?
Johnny Depp.
That remake of Willy Wonka is going to be weird, isn't it?
I know this, it's Winnie the Pooh.
Is the correct answer.
Oh, did you know that Xi Jinping has banned all images of Winnie the Pooh because people compare Xi Jinping to Winnie the Pooh?
Is that because of his face where he walks around in a red crop top and nothing else? A woman found guilty of murdering her husband wrote a book titled what?
All right. I hope you die a long and painful death. Anyways, call me.
It was How to Murder Your Husband.
It's the correct answer. Why has Bernie Ecclestone been in trouble in Brazil?
He got pregnant.
No, I know this.
Yep.
He actually tried to carry a handgun on a plane.
Is the correct answer. Yeah. What have 6 Irish guards been arrested on suspicion of?
Is it being English?
Not right, I'm afraid.
River dancing.
No.
Not being drunk.
No, almost the opposite.
Human trafficking.
No, you're getting warmer.
Doing drugs.
Drugs and money laundering offences. We'll give you that point.
Being our next one.
What emoji has been released to commemorate the Queen's Platinum Jubilee?
Is it a flag that says Platty Jube Jubes?
Is it a sheep face because you're all sheep following her to the end of your lives? Is it like that? Is it a little sheep face?
No.
All right.
What a weekend for that answer, by the way. Great work. I can tell you it's a crown sporting corgi named PJ.
Ooh, that's specific.
Isn't it? 3rd century AD graffiti has been discovered near Hadrian's Wall. What did it say?
Hadrian, behave!
It's not right, I'm afraid.
I know this, it's Secundinus Cacor.
How dare you?
It's Latin for Secundinus the shitter. And there was a drawing of a phallus next to it.
But of course there was. I mean,
You did that, didn't you? That's you.
In Pompeii, for example, at 79 AD, they were just carving penises on the side of walls. So for 1,940 odd years, human beings have been drawing penises on things.
I saw one in the toilet.
Way! We haven't lost our touch.
A drawing. No.
All right.
what did builders unearth in a garden in Herne Hill?
Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Nope.
4.89 gallons of cocaine.
Oh, I mean, it looks this conversion to imperial and metric.
Actually, drug dealers are the only people keeping the imperial system. They knew it was going to come back. They never stopped. It never stopped being an eighth.
Really? I still buy grams. So
Grams?
Yeah.
I buy all my drugs from a Victorian ghost.
Jacob Rees-Mogg?
It was 2 unexploded World War II bombs which were taken to a nearby golf course and detonated because I guess someone hated golfers. Animal rights activists have protested at which NBA event?
Basketball game.
I'm glad we had the sports expert on this week. Not the right answer, I'm afraid.
The New York Knicks.
It's not the right answer.
It's the only basketball team I know.
The Milwaukee Steak and Chips.
The Golden State Warriors.
No.
LA Lakers.
You're getting further away.
Miami Dolphins.
The NBA in this.
Let me win then!
It was definitely further away. A National Beef Expo organised by the National Beef Association. That's the NBA.
Oh, you tricked us. What an asshole.
Which MP's son led a trans rights disruption at a Q&A with Nadeem Zahawi?
It's not son, it's it. Which, that's the pronouns. It's an it. Which it? Can you read the question properly, please?
But son's a noun, not a pronoun.
You with your Latin.
He's the one who knows the Latin for shitter for some reason.
I know. I read the story this week. It was a. Oh God.
Chris Bryant.
No, you're
Dan
wrong.
Abbott.
No. MP Yvette Cooper and Ed Ball's son, Joel Cooper.
Ed Balls. Why couldn't I remember Balls? Why?
On the tip of your tongue. What is the Queen set to become an owner of?
Is it a big IOU from Prince Andrew?
It's not the right answer. No, it's a pub. A property on the privately owned Sandringham estate is sought to be leased and become a destination public house. And that's the end of the quickfire round. And the winners are the blue team. That means that, sadly, we've also reached the end of the show. Congratulations to our winning team tonight, the right team.
Yeah. What? The wrong team. They're wrong. You're boo.
To the winners, your prize is you get to take home one of the Queen's corgis. To the losers, don't worry, you won't be going away empty-handed. You get to take home that weird Japanese dog man. Thank you to our team captains, Leo Kearse and Diane Spencer. And to our guests this week, Andrew Doyle and Scott Capurro. I've been your host, Stephen Allen, and we'll be back at the same time next week. See you then.